Hey, what's poppin', y'all? Branobah here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm bringing you another kind of how-to or tips and tricks video for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. One of the big key things about this game is movement, and a lot of people don't exactly know all of their movement options, or not too familiar with their movement. So this video is kind of just to tell you two things. Basic movement, so that you make sure you have everything down for basic movement, and then I will also be showing some specific like options or attacks or follow-up attacks from your movement options. So if you're interested in any of that, please stick around and I'll be showing you all of that. But let me go ahead and shut up, and without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and roll into the video. Alright, so real quick before I start, I just want to say hopefully it's working. If not, then I'll just put up the commands or the button inputs like I did in my last video for the defense. If you didn't see that, please go check that out as well. It helps you get pretty good at your defense and up your game. But with all of my tutorial videos, even though I only have one, this being number 2, I will put up the buttons for both standard and classic. The controller should be in the bottom left of the screen, and it'll show you my buttons that I'm currently doing. This will be for standard controls, so anything that may require a different input for, let's say, classic, I will put that on the screen as well. It'll just be in text instead. But moving on, we're going to go ahead and start with our basic movement options. Going to go through these really quick since they're, well, very basic. So, from a distance, we're going to be in free movement, basically just so this is where we get our ki blast from. We can still attack, but you can't do smash attacks with triangle. This will instead just do ki blast. This is your free movement space, basically from when you're an X amount of distance away from the opponent. So from here, we're gonna go ahead. This is short dash, basically just movement plus a direction plus dash, and you will do a directional dash in that movement or in that direction. This will take a bit of ki, I would say about a fourth of a bar of ki to be exact, so just be careful with that. Now, next up we have is Dragon Dash. Dragon Dash is basically a short dash by taking to the next level. So while in a direction, or while staying still and charging, you can click X and you'll kind of fly around with this aura around you. This will slowly, moderately drain ki at a rate while you're flying. So just be careful with that. But you have free movement. As you can see, I'm just moving around in circles while my ki is draining. You move a bit quicker than that, so not too bad. Next up we got is the Z-Burst Dash. So basically either while standing still or while already in your Dragon Dash. So basically if you hold R2 for PlayStation and while also in Dragon Dash or while staying still and tap X again, you will fly behind the opponent really quickly. It's a very good move for kind of like if you're like at far distance and you want to close the gap really quickly. So just keep that in mind. However, this does take a bar of ki in order to perform. So if you don't have a bar of ki, then you won't be able to perform this movement option. And then real quick, while we're still at far distance, you can also charge, or while charging, you can click your ascend and descend buttons to fly up and downward very quickly instead of kind of like going a little slower. Does take some ki though, but not too much since you move pretty quickly, so you should get to your desired location at a pretty quick rate. Now real quick, before I move on to a little bit more advanced stuff, when you're in close range, you're a bit slower. You are no longer in free movement as you're kind of in like close proximity. So instead of short dash, you have step and step-ins, basically these little dodges that have invincibility on them, by the way, I'm pretty sure. You'll kind of circle around the opponent. You can move close, move back. You can move left and move right. These don't take ki at all, and they should have some invincibility to them. So that's just real quick, all your basic movement options before we get into the big nitty gritty. But let's go ahead and get into that real quick. So now we got quite an extensive list of things to do for like attacks from your movements. So when you're doing short dash, you have a few attack options or routes you can go into. The first being your short dash attack. So basically, while performing this short dash, if you're not too close, dash in and click your attack button. You will do this like little dash attack. You'll kind of glow when you know you've done it right. Because if you're too close, then you'll do something else. But if you're at a distance and do it, you do this like little attack button. It allows you to kind of go into your combos from there. Now there's another option you can go into after short dash attack, and this is called dash rising. So after dash attack, if you do down plus heavy attack, you'll teleport behind the opponent and get this little jab. And this also has kind of like a follow-up. It's like a full sequence of attacks. So it'll look something like this when you do it fully. If I can stop touching the ground, it throws me off. So if you dash, do the dash, and then you'll do triangle for PlayStation. That'll do the initial teleport behind. And then if you mash your square up to, I believe, 2 times. Oops, that's the wrong one. But up to about 2 times, you'll do some follow-up attacks. Yep. As such. And then you'll smack in your opponent into the ground right at the end of it. And then there's another option where you don't teleport behind. But it's kind of like the same thing, just a little bit different with less hits. So you'll dash. And then instead of teleporting behind or holding a direction, you'll just go instantly into your smash attack and then follow up with one normal attack, and it'll kind of look like something like this, and you'll immediately smack the opponent into the ground. But that time you won't teleport behind your opponent. Now from free movement, there's also options for key blast attacks when you're short dashing. So you short dash and click triangle, you'll unleash this like volley of key blast, because normally you'll just spam it, but if you're from a distance, dash and then click it, you'll do a quick volley of key blast instead. And this also works for smash key blast, so you can charge this up and you'll kind of like strafe, like, see, I'm not holding anything but triangle now, and I'm strafing while charging up a smash key blast. Now while also in free movement where we can use our dragon dash, this, if you remember, we can also do some different attacks from here. I mean, they're all technically the same, but you can, you can change the direction in which you want to hit the opponent if you're holding a direction. So I'll just do it normally. I'll hold my square, so it's my normal attack button, and I'll charge up this big kick and send my opponent backwards. However, let me reset. If I'm holding a direction, I will then knock them in said direction instead. So if I want to knock Trunks up, I will hold up before doing the attack. Knock up Trunks? Wow. Whoa, that's crazy, Vegeta. But if I want to send them to the right, I will then hold right. If you want to send them to the left, oh, I believe I just held forward, but if I want to send them to the left, come on now. So send them to the left, and then you can also send them down. I was a bit far there, but you'll send them down instead from that angle. But yeah, just depending on what direction you'll hold is the direction your opponent will go. So if you're a little close to the ground and you want to keep it going, I suggest you hold up to get some distance and then go in from your basic follow-up attacks from there. And what I mean by basic follow-up attacks is that instead of just, doing the dragon dash, you can do your vanishing attacks and such in order to extend off that combo. Quote unquote in the combo, I guess. Now we're gonna go ahead and head into basically kind of the end portions, as we have options that we can do off the burst dash. So off of this, we have a few options we can go into. Just a few. So after burst dashing, if we don't do anything, you'll just burst dash behind or in front of the opponent. However, if you burst dash and then click your melee attack, you will do a little attack and then you can kind of follow up into it afterwards. Not a whole lot to go over there. It's just a quick, I'm gonna get in and start my combo option. Now alternatively, you also can do a smash attack in this. So the melee one is just called burst melee attack. This one is called burst strike. So basically, instead of doing your melee attack, you'll do a smash attack and you'll quickly launch up the opponent. This can also be charged. It'll do no additional damage, but you can kind of do it to kind of like fake out your opponent. So if they're like doing perception or something and then they like go a little early, you can kind of charge it to fake them out if you think, or if they think that you're not going to attack, or if they want to attack soon, you can either charge it to try and fake them out or just let it rip and get them up. And then this also has a follow-up where you can do an attack afterwards. I messed up there, but after you hit them with the smash attack, oh my gosh, I can't get it. So after you hit them with the smash attack, if you click your normal melee button, you'll just instantly kick them to the ground. I believe that can still be vanished like how it normally can from, like your typical vanish combos and such. But, just some little extra damage you can get, and it kind of gets them away from you at the same time. Now, the last things we have to go over are your step-in options, so aka your options from close range. So while you're in close range, there are a few options you can go in. So from step, just, you know, doing this, or I should probably emphasize that step and step-in will be a little different. So while doing step, if I'm doing my combo, so every combo goes up to 5 hits, as per usual. If I'm doing a little combo and I do step, it'll reset that combo, and I'll kind of try and, like, you basically want to kind of use this to, like, circle around your opponent and also kind of read out perception and such. So, and it'll reset your combo for you so that you can go into it again. Now, there is a step-in option instead that won't reset your combo, and you'll do a step in. So basically, you'll just launch yourself at the enemy, but see how my combo still went up to 5 instead of resetting. Just another option to kind of read out your opponent. This is also really good, so if you want to throw in a throw or something of the sort, you can go ahead and do that. Kind of mix up your opponent from there. Just other options to kind of give you from this close range combat state. Now, there are also step-in follow-ups for smash attacks. So this kind of work no matter if you're doing step or step in. So basically, you'll side dash and then do a smash attack. Now, this is, I believe, character specific. Not every character will do the same thing. So specifically for the end of Z Vegeta, he will do this, like, kind of like, what, how do you put it, like a key wave attack? Wow, and it'll knock back the opponent. Now, this can be followed up with, let's say, oh, Trunks. Okay. But you can do something like this, so knock them back, and then boom, kind of run at them and charge up another smash attack to kind of hit them away. Now, this can also be charged for Vegeta, and instead of doing a small knock away, you'll kind of launch them up, and this can be followed up with different ways. So if I wanted to, I can do my homing dash and then start my vanish combos. There's another option I found where if you're just mashing with him, you'll do like, oh, I was a little far there, but you'll kind of just like, he'll do like this own follow-up where he'll rush at them, knock them down, and then do like a little ki blast volley, which is pretty cool. But again, I want to emphasize this is character specific to my knowledge. Only Vegeta does this like ki wave. Not only Vegeta, but Vegeta is an example that does a ki wave and has his own follow-up afterward if you're just mashing triangle. And then next up we have is rush-ins. Now, rush-ins are not to be confused with step-ins, even though they're very similar. So step-ins you do in the middle of your rush attacks. Rush-ins you do at the end of your attack. So after you do your five M1s, after that, you kind of see how you knock them back on that last one. They're kind of staggered for a minute. You have two options you can go in from there. So you can do a rush-in with square. You kind of see how I got that little kick, and they did kind of like a heavy-ish attack. If you remember from short dash, it's kind of like that, except Russian, it kind of chains in more fluently. Instead of it being from a distance, you're up close, and you can chain it after doing a rush attack. Now, you can also alternatively go into your smash attacks. By the way, if I'm using the wrong terminology for the heavy attacks, please correct me in the comments. That way, everyone knows the correct terminology. But for now, I'll just be saying smash attacks. But instead of doing the Russian and then the normal attack button, what you can do is do the smash attack, and it'll stagger them for much longer. See how he's kind of staggered for a long time? And this, you know, you have more room of freedom to do something. So let's say you wanted to get a grab in, you can do that. Trunks, get down real quick. Thank you. But you kind of get that that extra stagger time to kind of do something. Or if you wanted to do a different combo route like that. See, he's still staggered. Now he can still escape it with certain counters of defenses. But for the most part, he's staggered. He has to take that damage if he doesn't guess correctly on the smash attack. And the smash attack also goes for the Russian smash attack. It also can go in high, low, and mid. So if you're unaware, there's high, lows, and mids in this game, meaning you can block high, block mid, and block low. So there's a follow-up option where they have to guess correctly. And I believe this also follows up for your normal attacks too. So if you want the extra stagger, you do smash attack, and that's what the low was. For high, and you just hold the direction you want to go. So if you want to go high, you hold up. If you want to go low, you go low. If you don't hold an option, you'll go mid. And they have to block the specific direction. Otherwise, if they don't guess correctly, you will continue your combo. And make sure you mix it up. If you become readable, you won't be able to chain in your combos as effectively. And so here's high. You kind of couldn't see it because of the bush, but Vegeta does a little uppercut. His mid. Oh, gotta reset. Oh, I'm messing up. So his mid, he does a little kick, and then his low. Oh my gosh, Trunks. He'll do like a little like sledgehammer-esque attack. And then for smash attacks, it's basically like your lift strikes and such. So like how you combo normally, he'll do like the chop, and then he'll also do like this little lift up. Basically, it's the same as that for Vegeta, or I think for all characters, you'll do either the chop and it'll knock him down, or you'll do the lift up, and you can follow up however you see fit normally as well. But I'm trying not to make this too long because it's not necessarily a combo video. I'm just giving you guys all the basic movements and then also options you can go into for getting successful movement options, like chaining off them. And then I'll also consider this for this video because I didn't go over it in my defense video. Let me go ahead and set Trunks. So Trunks is actually going to do Ki Blast attacks now. And what you can do, I probably won't get this the first time because you have to like really time it. But Trunks, okay, maybe I should give him max Ki so he doesn't dash at me too. But what you can do is instead of doing like deflection or trying to dodge normally, you can, or just guard it, you can vanish attacks or Ki attacks. Where is my Ki? Hold on. But you can vanish attacks. I don't know if that plays a role or not, but if an attack's about to hit you, I'm surprised I got it like that quickly, but you can dodge Ki attacks instead of like deflecting them or taking the chip damage. Of course, you have to, it's really close on timing, but if you manage to get it, you'll evade the attack completely, you won't take chip damage, and you won't burn through any of your skill points in order to dodge it. So just kind of a little something for you guys to take note of as a way to also get out of these kind of like predicaments when it comes to beam attacks. Now, there are some attacks I believe that are unvanishable, and if all attacks are vanishable, please correct me. But, you know, it's just really a timing thing. If you manage to get it with your high-speed movement, you'll get out of the way completely, and you'll be so plus that you can instantly like burst dash after it and start your like combos from there. That way you don't have to wait like on deflection where you're kind of like staggered for a minute and you kind of reset. On that, you'll dodge out of the way and you can instantly get behind the opponent and start your combos from there. Okay, just real quick because I forgot to go over this in the video, it completely slipped my mind. I saw recently that there are some characters, at least I guess like speed related characters or something, that can do this mechanic. So in sparking mode, when you're doing your dragon dash thing, so this, if you are with a character like this and you hold, I believe, R1 and then a direction, or just tap it, you'll start doing like these like super fast like hot dashes. I don't know the practical use for this or if I'm even doing it correctly, but like you just zip like really quickly. But again, let me emphasize this only for a select few amount of characters. I don't know which ones exactly, but I've seen it with Vegito and Kefla so far. So if there's any more, be sure, if you guys want, leave a comment section and then just let everybody know what characters can do this. And also let me know what the practical use for this is, because I genuinely want to know. It's a pretty cool mechanic, but you know, my brain's a little small. I don't know what I can use this for. But let me go ahead and just close out the video. But let me go ahead, shut my stuff up, and if you guys enjoyed, obviously you know what to do. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. We're just, I believe, about 200-ish off. So if you want to help that journey, well, I wouldn't mind if you know, left me a little subscribe, you know. But have a good rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.